What is going on, my people? It is your guy Hopeful and bringing you some more Mugen League action. In this fighting game league, we put AI control characters against each other in 2v2 matches. This video will contain sets 8 and 9 of wave 12, which means the time to fight has finally come to Mugen League. Maybe 2 teams at least, minimum. So in the background, Shuriken Shadow charging up, Bartholomew with Kuma the being attempted inside the erupted Sakura and now going for a big Rasengan. Mugen League where we put Mugen League where we put air control Mugen characters against each other in a league based form. Before we move into the first set of this video, let me show you guys the updated league table right now. That's what the table looks like coming into the last 2 sets of wave 12, which are sets 8 and 9. In set 8, or the first set of this video, we will have Team Sonic versus Allied Shinobi Forces 2. Team Sonic will be represented by Silver and Amy. Allied Shinobi Forces 2 will be represented by Akatsuki and Onoki. The stage will be Izuru Kira x Makoto Kibune. Alright, Silver and Amy. Onoki is probably even smaller than the Sonic characters. Jinton Genkai Hakurina Jutsu comes out from Onoki. He starts the game by going for that into the Cho Jinton Genkai Hakurina Jutsu. A character has been put towards his side of the screen. That was indeed Amy. The Stone Shuriken goes wayward. It does not hit. The landslide. Oh no, that's not a landslide. That's a Jinton disband. Amy is done. It's just Silver left. And here come the orbiting rocks from Onoki. So even if Silver manages to get close enough to Onoki to damage him, he's gonna get hit by the orbiting rocks, and Onoki also went for Jinton disband a second time. Now the Sonic characters, ever since I've been buffing a lot of the other characters, the Sonic characters have been getting kind of destroyed. So in the next patch that will come out at the start of the next wave, wave 13, that patch is going to give all of the Sonic characters a combo escape, right? So that's a little bit of a precursor to what the patch is going to bring. The patch will bring other things as well, but I definitely am going to give the Sonic characters some love in the next patch. I might have said that before. Anyway, Onoki using his landslide. Amy goes down. She had a present on the field for Onoki, but the present disappears, I guess, when she goes down. Stone Shuriken coming out from Onoki. He's gonna go for another Stone Shuriken, and another one, and probably another one. Yep. Silver is kind of getting packed up by Akatsuki. He tries to go for his telekinesis, but it did not work. Akatsuki survived Silver long enough for Onoki to just, spam Stone Shurikens. A.S.F.2 will take the first game of the set. The second game of the set will have Shadow and Sonic go up against Han and Gaara. Alright, Sonic is probably going to jumpstart. Will he charge power or will he attack is the thing. He charges power, negating the advantage of the Naruto characters in this game. Han has immediately decided to go for his hidden steam jutsu, which slows down all the characters on the screen apart from Han himself. Not gonna stop him from getting... Actually, no, doesn't stop him from getting hit by the Chaos Blast. That's Shadow's 3000 power super. Han is still being comboed right now. He has lost so much HP from that exchange that happened. Here comes the Sun Tsunami. Han is going to awaken more than likely. No, he goes for another hidden steam jutsu into the Angry Roar. Currently trying to attack Sonic, but getting beaten by the slowed down Sonic. Han goes down. It's just Gaara left right now. Sonic Wind will connect against Gaara. Gaara is not going to go for Shukaku because he doesn't have the power or the distance, but he gets hit by the Sonic boost into the Sonic special combo. Gaara is going to go down. Sonic and Shadow will take the first round. I'm not going to hold you. I kind of expected A.S.F.2 to win, or at least, do well in this set. And Sonic and Shadow getting that first round win is not a part of my bingo card. I never predicted that one. Anyway, Sonic going for the Sonic Tornado, his 3000 power super on Han again. So Han got hit by the Chaos Blast in the last round, and he got hit by the Sonic Tornado in this round. Han cannot catch a break. If you don't go for the hidden steam jutsu that much, he's jumping in. Alright, here comes the Chaos Sphere volley from Shadow into the dive kick. The regular combos will follow that as well. Han has lost all of his HP. It's just Gaara left. He falls right into the combo. He's getting sandwiched right now from Sonic and Shadow. This is a straight up mugging. Yo, Gaara, do something, bro. Transform into Shukaku. No, the Sonic special combo doesn't hit completely, but here comes the Sonic Wind, and then the Chaos Blast will definitely do it. Sonic and Shadow are saying, listen, we don't need to be buffed. We're plenty strong as it is. Team Sonic are going to take a point from this set. If you've enjoyed this video so far, then check out my complete Mugen League playlist for Season 1. Link in the description, at the end of the video, or as a card somewhere in the video. Probably at this moment where I'm talking. Let's move on into the second set of the video, which will be Hidden Leaf Students 2 versus the Akatsuki. For the first game, Hidden Leaf Students 2 will be represented by Shino and Hinata. The Akatsuki will have Hidan and Pain. The stage will be Corda Coliseum. Alright, a quick note. Pain is unbeaten thus far in Mugen League. I believe he's 5-0. Right? And the Akatsuki are also unbeaten. They are on top of the league. And I think they have a couple of points or more over second place. If Akatsuki loses and the second place team wins, Akatsuki would still end up being in first. Anyway, Pain and Hidan trying to go for yet another win, or at least another point for the Akatsuki. The Shinra Tenseis. Shino floating in the air. Another Shinra Tensei. Meanwhile, Hidan is pressuring with the 3-bladed scythe. He goes for the guillotine. It's just Shino left. Hinata had been comboed down. And then the final pull into the rod. The receiver rod stab from Pain. Hidan and Pain take that first round kind of without breaking a sweat. What can Shino and Hinata do differently here? Hinata is going to use her substitution jutsu, trying to fight back. Another substitution jutsu, getting hit by the Bancho from Pain. She gets hit by Scythe Hunt. No, momentarily got hit by Scythe Hunt, but not all of the move. She gets hit by the Shinra Tensei again. She's just finding it difficult to find her groove in this game is Hinata. She has a healing jutsu that she can use. She has substitutions. She can use a Hake Kaiten, Hake Kusho. Hinata's not a bad character. You understand what I'm saying? Now, Shino does better when he's far away from his opponent. If he can get his zoning game established, if he can get his zoning game established, he can definitely be a threat. Shino charging up that power. He's awakened. He goes for the Mushi clones into the insect elevator, which will steal away all of the power that Hidan and Pain get while they get hit by that move. The Scythe Hunt comes out into the creeping slash. Hold on. I believe that was the Mushi counter being used by Shino. Is it too little too late? The Shinra Tensei into the air combo. Hidan and Pain showing some synergy. And then the upper slash from Hidan will finish off Shino. The Akatsuki, because they win that game, another undefeated set. And Pain is also still undefeated. You know, had to put that one in there too. Moving right along into the second set, we will have Kiba and Ino go up against Deidara and Conan. Now, if you thought Pain being unbeaten was bad enough, both Deidara and Conan are also unbeaten in Mugen League. It's kinda making sense why the Akatsuki are the #1 team in the league, because nobody on their team seems to want to lose a game. Alright, Shinranshin no Jutsu being used by Ino that time. That one is the Shintenshin no Jutsu being used by Ino. The Gatsuga, hold on, Kiba and Ino trying to take away the undefeated status of Deidara and Conan. Now, Akatsuki cannot lose this set. They will at least, at worst, get a draw. But Deidara and Conan can still lose and get a loss on their individual columns. Ninpo Hyakariran, Conan using her Daisan Mami gets hit by the aerial flower, and then the punch from Kiba will finish her off. So Kiba and Ino, bro, they're not gonna lie down. They're not gonna take it and they'll say, yeah, Akatsuki, you can beat us. You're the #1 team in the league. Though Kiba and Ino are putting up a fight in this game. C3 is gonna come out from Deidara though. Here it comes, dealing a good amount of damage. If Deidara lands the C3, there's a good chance he's gonna win the round. And considering that Conan and himself are also on a good amount of HP, kind of makes me believe that. The paper bird barrage comes out from Conan. Impossible Heart being used by Ino. Catches Deidara and Conan. The air combo to follow. Conan goes to the Daisan Mami. Deidara charging up power. He will awaken. And here it comes. No, hold on. The Shikigami Storm, but Deidara will awaken. Now, Akatsuki did something kind of unwise at the closing end of that last round. Even though they won it, they don't have any power because they spent all of their power when they really did not need to spend power, right? The AI are not programmed to be that intelligent, right? But that might be a mistake that cost them. Immediately, Ino is going to go for the Impossible Heart into the Shintensen no Jutsu, into the Hyakuriran. And then we have Garoga being used by Kiba. Deidara is about to get hit with TOD, the Touch of Death. No, he survives. He doesn't lose all of his health in one combo, but he does lose all of his health. So there he goes. It's just Conan right now, trying to hit with the uppercut, the Shin-Tenshin no Jutsu from Ino into the Impossible Heart. It's not over. Another Shin-Tenshin no Jutsu into the Shinranshin no Jutsu. Conan cannot defend, except she has iframes because she's getting hit. We almost saw the Denetsu Getsuga from Kiba. He charged up enough power for it, but Ino said, don't worry about it, Kiba. I've got this one handled. Kiba and Ino going blow for blow with two undefeated members of the Akatsuki. Deidara and Conan will get their first losses in Mugen League Season 1. Alright, so we kind of had some results that I would not have predicted would have happened. I'm dropping frames on my other laptop. For the people who don't know, I actually use two laptops to record Mugen League. One for my voiceover and one for recording the actual gameplay. The reason I do it like that is because the laptop that can record the gameplay cannot record audio at the same time. It doesn't have the RAM for that. And then the other laptop that can record audio cannot record the game at all. It also doesn't have the RAM for that. So I split the task between the two laptops, and that's why I record Mugen League. But let's focus on the results of these two sets. We are going to see where Sonic and A.S.F.2 get a draw. And then Hidden League Students 2, they started out in a rocky position. They were kind of on the bottom of the table along with H.L.S.1. But after they got buffed in the Grand Balance patch, H.L.S.2 has kind of been on a tear and they're in top 8, and now that they've drawn with the Akatsuki, it kind of shows that they're no longer just a free team for the other teams around them. So Hidden League Students 2 putting y'all on notice. If you want to beat Hidden League Students 2, you're gonna have to bring your A game. Alright, so we have come to the end of the last set of Wave 12, which means we have come to the end of Wave 12. Let me show you guys the updated league table at the end of Wave 12 or at the start of Wave 13, whichever way you want to word it. That's what the table looks like, so you can have a look at that. And now you're more informed about what Wave 12 did to the table. With all that being done, we have come to the end of yet another video. So as always, I'd like to say thanks for watching. Leave a like for all the talking, subscribe for more content, and sound your voice in the comments. See you in the next video. Peace out.
さて運命よ、あの次世代の申し子の命